Is it just me, or has every single Mafex DC Comics release for the past couple of years been absolute fire? I don't think it's just me. Today I present to you my review of the Mafex Batman Hush Harley Quinn action figure. So as far as I'm concerned, this Harley may actually become my definitive Harley Quinn figure, at least in the 6-inch scale. Fantastic packaging, as always. On the top of the box, she looks angry. On the side of the box, she looks cheeky. On this side of the box, she looks mischievous. And on the back, she looks like all of them, and more. Down here we actually see all 3 of the interchangeable heads that she comes with, and on the bottom we get that stiff reminder that this is for ages 15 and up, so don't give this to your small children. Now, as we can plainly see, I've never opened this figure before. The tape is still on the top and the bottom, so let's just slice through the tape, yoink open the top, and pull her out. Ta-da! Ooh, she came with this too. Something I don't care about in the slightest. On the inside here, you can kind of make out some Harley Quinn artwork in the middle. Oh, it's me! Hi, me! And now let's get everything out of this fantastically packed tray. Oh, no, man, everything just popped out. Alright, Harles, put you there carefully, and the other face sculpt, and the other face sculpt, and we'll just dump everything else out. Of course she's going to come with a figure stand, because they all do. Mafex has their signature figure stand that comes individually packaged. Okay, so we got the Harley figure, who comes with the neutral face. We got the good times clowning around Harley face. We have the uh-oh, she's mad face. We've got her great big mallet hammer. We've got her spring shoes, some grabby hands, some pointy nose-picking fingers, some boo, made you look hands, and we got some basic punchy fists. Not to mention the hands that come on the body. The open, relaxed hands. And this here be the sum total of all of the accessorizing goodness that comes with the figure. Oh yeah, and also the figure stand. Now Mafex doesn't release a whole ton of DC figures. It's like one a month if we're lucky. But in this case, just like with the rest of their DC releases, I feel like it's worth the wait. Because this version of Harley Quinn looks pretty much exactly like she jumped out of the pages of the comic books. Her little pixie-style boots have been crafted perfectly. These look really great. You got some diamonds, you got some more diamonds. Diamonds on the forearm, diamonds on the bicep. Of course she's going to have the frills on the wrist, as well as that jester collar neck piece that goes around the front and all the way around the back, with the fluffy balls on each end of her jester hat. That mask looks perfect. This whole face. Let's do a close-up on that face. Look at that. That is amazing. They nailed it. The paint is almost 100% correct. I gotta give them kudos because it can't be easy to paint something this small. For some of you, this grinning Harley face might be the one that you call your main go-to head sculpt rather than the neutral. And it looks equally as fantastic. While some of you may opt for the angry Harley head sculpt, this will probably be the one that I put on the figure the least. It's well done, I just, in general, like a crazy kooky Harley rather than a really angry, fired up, pissed off Harley. And I really love the tone of red they use to place against the black. It's not something too harsh. It is a little bit of a softer red in comparison to what many other Harley Quinn figures have been made like. This is a softer, a little bit more dulled down red. And overall, I just think she looks great. Like Harley Quinn perfection, if you ask me. Harley's hammer's awesome too. Look at this thing. It just looks like Harley Quinn's mallet from Hush. You know, it's simple, and they didn't really have to reinvent the wheel here, but they did a good job. And it's actually got just a little bit of weight to it. It doesn't feel like this is hollow. It might be, but it doesn't feel like it. And of course, we're going to have to take a little look at the spring shoes up close. Man, I wish I had a pair of these. Is that weird? That's not weird, is it? Haven't we all wanted a pair of shoes with springs on the bottoms when we were kids? Maybe I'll get on that. Maybe I'll invent the spring shoes. Oh, wait. Never mind. They've already been invented. Here she is compared to all of the different Mafex Hush characters that have been released so far. And as you can see so far, we've got Batman, Superman, Hush, Joker, Catwoman, and now Harley Quinn. And of course, here she is compared to some other Jester Suit Harley Quinn action figures. And why don't we compare her to just a few more? At this point, the real question then is, how articulated is she? Well, let's find out. If any of Mafex's more recent offerings are to be the template, then you know that this figure is going to have quite a bit of articulation. So we know that these figures have articulation down in the bottom of the neck, and also the head is on a ball peg. So you end up with a really, really great range of motion in that head sculpt. And then in the torso, we have what I can only assume is a rounded ball joint, giving a complete and full range of motion there. Same thing with the waist. We have another rounded ball joint, and that is going to give you a full 360. We have in here, we have a little socket and a rounded hinge inside of there, and that will be attached on the inside by way of a ball joint. We have the 360 bicep swivel, the double jointed elbows. Ooh, I thought she was going to get a little bit more than that, and she doesn't. What the hey? Well, that's a little bit surprising, isn't it? And as for the wrist, I'm going to say that it's entirely likely that she would have gotten a little bit more articulation if it wasn't for the ruffle right here. Oh, you know what? The ruffle can move up and down. I feel like this ruffle, the purpose of it being able to move up and down is so that we can actually get a little bit more articulation. Let's try that wrist again. Well, that's not too bad. She would get more, but honestly, I mean, how far can I move my wrist? That's as far as I can move mine. So this seems like it's fairly realistic, I suppose. Down in the nether regions, you can see she's got two round ball joints that are attached inside of her leg there, and they have been sheathed into the inside, which means they're actually going to get a little bit of roundy motion. Not as much as I might have hoped. This one actually is getting more than her red leg. Oh, they're drop hinges. So let me just drop them down and then see what we get. That definitely goes up. I would have liked a little bit more outward though, rather than just inward. And then for the legs, on the knees here, double jointed, they crunch up just nicely. No swivel at the top of the boot as I thought there may be, but we do have a rounded hinge that is going to be on a pivot, and toe articulation. Ooh, that's kind of weird and ugly looking. Either way, I feel like she has enough articulation to get her into some pretty fun poses for action figure photography, but really, you be the judge of that yourself. So what do I think about this Mafex Hush Harley Quinn action figure? Well, I really love her. I think she looks awesome, and that is a huge portion of why I buy the figures that I do. I want my figures to have a good range of articulation, but I also want them to look good. And it's better that you have a figure that looks really good with good articulation than a figure that looks amazing with no articulation, or a figure that has an absolute metric butt ton of articulation but looks really wonky. But anyway, those are my thoughts, viewpoints, and opinions on the Mafex Hush Harley Quinn action figure. Hopefully you found this video to be an interesting, useful waste of time for the moment, and if you have, that's fantastic. I've done my job. And on that note, I'm outies. Have yourself a super fantastic, awesome DC day, everybody, and take care.